Welcome to class soulmate. So this is exactly what we're going to be making in this class: asymmetric neckline, asymmetric design, the bubu cut together and all. Okay, stay tuned to the end so you get the best part of it. So here I folded my fabric into two, then folded into two again because it's going to be a cut together, and that black material I'll use it at the front. Okay, like I said, the shoulders do not have any joining, so this is how I folded it: into two first, then into two again, front and back together. So from the top, which serves as the shoulder line, I'm going to get the length of the bubu that I want. This bubu can be worn with a trouser or can be worn like that, anyhow you want it. You can also decide to make it into a ruch and it's fine. Okay, so I will get my shoulder line first, and from that shoulder line I'm going to mark the sleeve length, okay, to make it easier, and then I will add 1 inch for folding allowance of the sleeve. Now the round sleeve I'm going to be marking 11 inches. It depends on how wide you want it, so I want 11 inches and that is what I marked. To the shoulder neckline, I'm going to mark 3 inches for the neck width, and then the depth I'm using 1 inch for the back, so I'm going to mark 1 inch front and back. After cutting the back, I will then remove and cut for the front. Okay, I hope that is understood. So 1 inch is for the back. Now from the shoulder, getting the um measurements down, all of them are just going to be the same thing, so I don't think it's that necessary, but you can still do it. So I'll mark my bust divide by 4 plus 5 inches, right? That is how big I want it. I'll mark the same measurement down. I'll mark everything to be on a straight line, no shaping. Okay, you can use the widest part of your measurement, either the bust or the hip, whichever one is wider. Use it, divide by 4, then add 5 inches to it. Now this is where my sleeve is going to stop, and I'll curve it this way. You're not going to make it into a sharp point, it will not be nice, so you curve it like so, and our gown is ready to be cut, right? Ready to be cut, and then open and cut for the asymmetric neckline in front. So that is how I'm just going to cut it out. Very simple and easy. Okay, anybody can do this. This is mostly for beginners, mostly for beginners, and you just see yourself cashing out, right? You just see yourself cashing out. So I'll cut the neckline, then open it up to cut the part for the front. Remember, I took 1 inch at the back. So I'll just open it up now. Before I open it up, I'm going to put it together and identify the midpoint, which will serve at the shoulder point. Okay, this will be for the front, and the other part will be for the back. So what I'm going to do now is to draw out the asymmetric neckline for the front. You can draw any neckline of your choice, but this is what I'm going to do. From that point, shoulder point, I'm going to mark 7 inches down. I'll mark 7 inches down, and then coming from this other side, I'll then curve it to meet the 7 inches this way. Now this, initially I was supposed to do it at the left hand side, but because I turned the fabric using the wrong side, it's now turned out to be that it's going to be on the right side. Okay, so when you're cutting this, make sure the right side is facing you. If the wrong side is facing you, that is where it's just going to face. Now for the black, I'm going to trace out the neckline like so. I'm going to trace out the neckline. Now after which I messed up this fabric and I had to cut another one. So when you're tracing out this, I'll prefer you use a paper to trace it out, especially when you do not have the design that you want to cut already. So like I was saying, you can see that symmetric has turned towards the right and no longer the left. So I'm going to draw out the style lines that I want. Now the back, I wanted it to be just the way it is and fold this over on top of the shoulder line, but I later decided to make facing for the back side and then join it together to the front and round it up. Okay, so I do not have exactly the design I want to do in mind. I'm just drawing anything that comes to my mind. I do not see the design anywhere to copy, so I'm just trying to gaze something and draw it out. And in the process, I messed up the fabric because this is the right side of the fabric, so I had to cut another one after using this one to get the design that I wanted. Okay, so like I said before, I'll prefer you use a paper to cut this black stuff in front and then use it as pattern to cut on the main fabric, because this fabric now is a waste and you know how expensive fabrics can be using this crepe material or duchess material. I don't even know what to call it. So I'll just cut it out. I'll cut it out. Okay, now while cutting it, I'll remain half an inch at the shoulder line, which I initially, like I said, wanted to just top stitch it on the front, but I'm going to use it to join the back. Now, if you're going to cut everything together, you don't need to do this joining. You can just trace both the front and the back facing together so that you don't have any form of joining on the shoulders. I hope this is understood. It had joining on the shoulders because I did not actually draw out what I wanted to do. Okay, so if you are a new person on this page, please kindly consider to subscribe and watch out for more videos by clicking on the notification button. And if you're a returning subscriber, God will continue to bless you for me coming back to watch my videos. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Your own Nugget boy. Okay, so while cutting this, try to keep an allowance so that you can use it to fold it and hem. Okay, use it to fold it and top stitch on it so that it is very, very neat. Okay, don't just make it in such a way that you'll not be able to fold and finish it up, because we're not going to use lining to sew this. We're just going to use iron to fold it and then top stitch it on the main fabric as it is. All right, so I'm going to show you the finished look. This is it. I top stitch, used it to turn the neckline both front and back like I said before, and then top stitched on it. Okay, so all that is left now is to join the shoulder, the armhole and the sides. Okay, leave the parts for the sleeve, the armhole, the sides, and sew it 1 inch seam allowance, which is included in the 5 inches that we added to the measurements, and then we'll sew 1 inch seam allowance, and the rest that is remaining is to weave and iron and wear it and make guy with it. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something from this. See you in the next video. Bye.